back to another video. In this video, I wanted to continue our discussion on uh, on anger. So, in this video, let's look at what anger is and how we interact with anger in our day-to-day life. So, if you're new to my channel, the series of videos that I've uploaded here on YouTube are my investigations into different definitions and different views and views on different things that are mostly related to spirituality. So this is a continuation of our previous video, which I entitled "Sublimating Lust to Love." And in that video, we had talked about the sins that are, well, first of all, let us define what usually sin is. Sin is something that some of us think that is something bad that we are not supposed to do, which the scriptures and their religious teachings have mostly stressed upon, right? So some of us think that it's not really necessary to talk about sin, but eventually you will realize at some point in your life there will be a morality realization, that is that the mind gets more corrupted whenever you do these or act on these sins, and hence the prophets and the saints who had preached the religions were right in preaching morality. So let us talk about anger and hatred in this particular video, and let us try to dissect this feeling called anger. What I do here is also something called Shravana Manana Nidhyasana, which is a form of contemplation, which is rooted in the Advaita Vedanta traditions, and obviously in many other traditions. Even in Buddhism, the Buddha also um, preached about how we need to contemplate on desires and how we need to contemplate on hatred, anger, and compassion. So let's continue our investigation. In the previous one, we had talked about lust and hatred and greed. We didn't talk about hatred, but we talked about greed and lust. So in this, let's try to understand what anger is and how we interact with anger on a day-to-day basis. So anger is an emotion that arises due to unconsciousness. When there is excess energy in our body, and this excess energy is not released or not given a passage consciously, it turns into the usual pathway that we have been taking, which is the unconscious pathway. Usually, this excess energy is uh, going downwards. You can imagine it in this way, like uh, this excess energy, whenever it is created in the body, it moves downwards uh, towards the sinful acts, that is towards lust, greed, short-term gratification, and also anger. So this is the usual pathway that we have all been trained for, and the major cause of this usual pathway is being not being conscious whenever this energy is going this way. So whenever you find yourself angry, it's mostly in between. Uh, Only in between anger you become conscious of anger. When you are completely conscious and mindful, which the Buddha has always taught about, when you are completely mindful in your day-to-day life, you you will know exactly when this excess energy is turning into anger. But due to our unconsciousness at some moments in our day, we see that this excess energy usually turns towards anger, which is which is a mechanism for the excess energy to usually go. And since we have uh, practiced being unconscious, and since consciousness takes effort, that we think takes effort, um, usually it just goes towards these lower desires that are the anger, hatred, lust, and greed. So now let us delve more deeper into anger and see what it actually is and what happens during this whole process of anger. Now we can use this anger and turn it into passion. So first, let us understand that the opposite of anger is not really absence of anger, or it's not really peace or love. The opposite of anger is passion. That is, the energy of anger can be converted not into peace and love, it can be converted into passion. That is uh, active working towards your passion or towards your purpose. So when you put consciousness into the energy of anger, you will turn it into passion. And uh, this is important to understand because usually when we suffer with anger, we think that we are not supposed to be angry. Instead, you are supposed to sublimate this energy the towards passion, and you can't really sublimate this energy of anger, and you can't really destroy it and make it peaceful or loving. So the so the most beneficial or the most working method to sublimate anger into passion is to first of all be conscious whenever this energy is arising. When this energy is arising, uh, you need to be able to take this energy and put conscious effort into this energy, into your passion, which if you have not figured out yet, uh, let us talk about what passion is and how purpose is defined for all of us here in the world. So everybody in this world has a unique purpose. That is, uh, it could be said that every person uh, consciously or unconsciously donates or um contributes to the society and to the universe, uh, and that contribution is called their purpose. And every single person has this purpose because and they have been given a unique talent which is closely related to this purpose. So what is this talent and how do we recognize it? First of all, it's important to also understand how this talent grows. So let us look at the mind now and how it gathers impressions throughout its lifetime, and also how it is born with impressions. So you are born with certain impressions that have been embedded in your mind, and as you grow up, you will find that you either develop these impressions or you gather new impressions. So, for example, if there is an apple and an orange in front of you, and if you like apples, this likeness towards apples is due to your impressions. Similarly, if you have likeness towards maybe sports or a likeness towards studies or towards books, then that likeness is due to your impressions. And every child is born with certain impressions, which in the yogic terms is also called siddhis. So every person has these siddhis, which are the impressions from their previous life. Let us not get deeper into the previous life or what happens after your previous lifetime, and how you take these impressions into this lifetime. Let us just start with this life that we have now. And in this life, we see that we have each child has certain impressions, and we choose to either develop these impressions, or we choose to either gather more impressions. So whatever your inclination is, you will eventually realize your inclination. um, some people have bad impressions throughout their life, which is a mistake, which is due to their bad decisions in their life, and due to choosing to live an unconscious life. So when you live a conscious life, you will eventually uh, find your passion, and you will find your purpose. This will sooner or later happen. Some people find that they find their purpose at maybe 35 years of age. Maybe when they're 60, they find their purpose. Sooner or later, you will eventually find that a certain thing is your purpose. So this purpose, so now let us try to understand the energy of anger, and how it relates to what we are talking about here, and how you can use anger or rage, especially young people who are struggling with anger, uh, and are thinking that they are not supposed to feel angry. This is because they don't know how to sublimate this energy called anger. So, first of all, whenever this energy is arising, you need to be aware. Sometimes you'll find yourself being in the middle of an anger session, let's call it that. So, if you find yourself in the middle of the anger session, then first of all, try to contemplate on compassion. Uh, Try to understand why this anger is arising, and the easiest way is to do what we are doing here right now, which is contemplating on anger. So, for example, yesterday I got angry, and I realized that not I wasn't angry at the person. I was angry at myself. So we gather a lot of insecurities throughout our lifetime. These insecurities are due to our own uh, lack of self-worth. So what I mean by this is, for example, a person comments that uh, maybe uh, maybe that you are sleeping a lot, and you usually have an insecurity about yourself that you are sleeping a lot. And when the person comments at you and tells you that you are sleeping a lot, then then it triggers your own insecurity, that is your own thought that you yourself were beating up on yourself and saying that I am sleeping a lot, I shouldn't sleep a lot. Or if you are fat and you look in the mirror and you tell yourself every single day that I'm fat, and you lack self-worth, right? And after a while of telling yourself that I'm fat and I need to work on my work or exercise, and somebody just casually comments that you are fat, then you get more angry at them. This because they have plucked a string that is your own insecurity. So usually when anger arises, it is due to your own insecurity. People usually are always commenting on things, and if they are doing it on purpose to make you aggravated, that is uh, that is wrong on their behalf. But from your behalf, you can look at it as a test, and you can take it as a form to investigate into yourself, and to look at this emotion or this insecurity that is arising. So once this insecurity you have looked at and found that you yourself feel as if you are insecure about this particular aspect of your life, then you can actually change it. So Every time you get angry, you can look at why and at which person you are getting angry, and it only requires awareness and constant effort. And with practice, you will see that a lot of your insecurities start to come up, and you will see how it is very stupid that you are being angry at the person because you yourself are insecure about this thing. And sometimes and usually people are not really trying to aggravate you, they're just stating normally, sometimes they're just normally talking, and you find yourself being angry at them for no reason. And this usually is what leads you towards violence. So, and this can also be taken uh, as a way to look into other people's insecurities. If you are that analyst, if you are trying to analyze people, and if you're trying to understand a person or judge them correctly, then you can look at what the person is getting angry at. This is a method used by a lot of psychoanalysts, and Carl Jung used to uh, use this method of making a person angry to get to know about their different insecurities. Also, another saint called Gurdjieff used to use this method on his disciples to understand and make a person see how they are insecure about their own aspects. So now that we have looked how to, and there are once you actually start to do this method, and this is a practice, and it requires effort. And the more you get angry, the better the opportunities you have to actually go deeper into your own insecurities. And slowly and day to day, you can also write down your insecurities and find out exactly at what point you are stuck at, or what insecurity you have that is making you angry. And you can write them down and actually go through the events again and again to free yourself from these insecurities and to resolve a lot of issues. So uh, the this is what I think that an enlightened person should be like. An enlightened person should be free of insecurities, even if people are hurling their uh, stones at him, or they're hurling bad words, or accusing him of many things. They are they are calm under pressure. Not just an enlightened person. This is a quality that is useful for a lot of men, a lot of young men. Uh, the more control you have over your emotions, the better you will be functioning in the society, and you are more capable of being calm and making your uh, mind more calm, and make decisions more rationally, or make decisions more mindfully, than being under an influence of this unconscious act, or being influenced by this emotion, which usually just leads you to regret. And so it's important that every young man actually goes into their own insecurities, and finds out what they're insecure about, and delve into this deeply, and finally be free of their own insecurities. So now that we have talked a little bit about how to sublimate this energy, now now that you have found how this anger is arising, we can now use this excess energy towards your passions. This is by consciously using this energy towards acting on your passion. For example, usually this is what a lot of young men that myself used to do is that whenever I used to get angry, I used to do 100, not 100, but like 50 push-ups, or maybe do like 20 sit-ups or something. Not just exercise, you can also use this energy, this excess energy that usually arises in everybody, which is not uh, it's not bad in any way. So whenever this arises, you can use this to convert it to your own passion. For example, if you are a person who writes a lot, or if you're a person who has a passion of learning, or who wants to create art somehow, then whenever this energy arises, you just go and work on your art, and you be mindful whenever this energy is arising, and just sublimate this energy into your passion. And another way is to contemplate on compassion. That is, whenever you get angry at a person specifically, then try to first be aware of the your own insecurity which is causing this anger, and then try to, if possible, try to convert this energy into compassion. Try to look at that person as a child, as someone who is innocent of your. For example, you yourself are innocent because you are angry now, but you this anger arose because of your own insecurity, and this insecurity points out your innocence. Doesn't So similarly, that person is also has the same mind and the same feelings that you have, and they are also unconscious of their own acts. And what I think and what I've found through experiment is that usually, whenever you don't react to a person who hurls bad words at you, or becomes angry at you for apparently no reason, and you just don't react to them, and you will be quiet and just uh, take their insults, you'll see that they themselves, after a while, feel regretful and come back later to apologize. This is because you do the same thing when you are angry at a person. Sooner or later, you will find that you are compassionate again. You will feel bad about being angry at this person, and you will, if you are not egoistic, you will go and apologize to them. And either you will go and apologize, or you will show your compassion in some way or the other. So it's also important to understand that you have insecurities, and also other people also have a lot of insecurities. Anyways, let's further our investigation in another video. So this is a continuation of my previous video entitled Sublimating Lust to Love, in which I talked about lust and greed in brief manner, but I will continue to talk about these these core sins that we all must avoid in order to better our lives and move towards clearing our mind, and move towards enlightenment, and reaching a state where you are free from the mental disturbances, and you can finally move into your sadhana, and you can finally create a peaceful environment, not just for yourself, but your family and friends, and your society as well. So thank you for watching this video. If you find this video insightful, you can leave a comment in the comment section below, and you can subscribe to my channel if you would like to do these contemplative exercises with me. You can also leave the comments on what topics you want to uh, talk about, and we can go deeper into ourselves, because eventually we all have the same minds. We all have the same patterns of mind, and everybody can relate with each other as human beings. So please let me know if you have any topics that we can go contemplate about these things, and we can do the practice called the which is usually done in the Advaita Vedanta traditions and in many other traditions, like even in Buddhism there have been many instances where the Buddha has um, focused on contemplation on desires, and contemplation on anger, hatred, contemplation on impermanence. So contemplation is usually a method which is suitable for intellectuals, not just intellectuals, any person who has grown up a bit, or who is starting to understand the philosophical matters of this society. It's useful for them to contemplate on these things, to get to the source and the root of these emotions and these thoughts that we have on our day-to-day basis. So thank you for watching this video.